guys, it's Woody. Surprise. So I'm sitting here right now at a shipper. It's a fiasco. So the story is, I get done with my load earlier today. I'm already going on very little sleep. I do this thing where I'll sleep really well for a few days, and then I'll not sleep at all, not sleep very well, a couple hours at a time for a few days. So I had one of those nights last night, but I got up, I made my delivery, and then I go and find a truck stop close by, and then I'm waiting for my next load. Well, then I get my next load. At this point, I have 3 hours and 55 minutes left on my 14-hour clock. That's period. My next pickup was about 2.5 hours away, a little more than 2.5 hours. But it didn't have to be picked up until there was a window between 9 p.m. and midnight tonight. So I was like, cool, that gives me enough time to do a 10-hour reset, and then I can go and I can pick it up. Well, I get a message over the Qualcomm saying that you can pick it up early. And I'm like, okay. And usually when they send me something like that, that means they want me to go get it, like right now. So I go, I come out here. When I got out here, I had about an hour left on my clock. Still gives me enough time. I already mapped out, I can come here, pick up my load. It's supposed to be a drop and hook. Pick up my load, go to the truck stop. It was only like 10-15 minutes away from here. So I get here, go inside. I gotta wait for the people at the counter, and I give them all the information, and they look at me and they're like, that one's not ready yet. It's not gonna be ready for another 2 hours. So I get back to the truck. I now have 45 minutes left on my clock. Send a message, tell them what's going on, and basically I'm stuck here. So no shower. I just had my last can of Chef Boyardee. Normally, if I know I'm going to be stopping at a rest stop for the night, I'm prepared. I'll get something before I leave, so that I'm set for the night. So yeah, I believe I have water. I always travel with water, so I have water. I just finished my last can of Chef Boyardee, and that's what's left of my bag of pork rinds, which those really aren't filling. Those are just a snack. So yeah, I'm not happy right now. If I would have had it my way, I would have done my 10-hour reset, my 10-hour break, when I was already sitting there. I had already been there for like 2 hours. And hour and a half. I've been sitting there for an hour and a half. Okay. Would have had my reset, would have been here on time, and would have almost made it up there to where I need to drop this off at. I'm just swapping out trailers with somebody. So yeah. My dispatcher kind of told me something that I'm really not comfortable doing, so I'm not gonna do it. I told him I'm out of hours. I cannot move. I can't move. And he said, well, if you drive around to the guard shack, they can tell you a place that you can park, and it shouldn't trip your Qualcomm because you're not going to be going that far. So here's what just happened. The truck in front of me pulled forward, so I put the truck in gear and I'm rolling forward. That's all I'm doing. I rolled forward maybe about a truck length, 70 feet or so, and put it back in neutral, set the parking brake, and I look down at my Qualcomm and there's an alert. It says you're out of hours of service. Continuing to drive could put you in violation of hours of service. That's from 70 feet of rolling. So I'm not moving. You know, if they come out here and tell me to move, I don't know, I'll deal with it when that happens. So yeah, I'm not very happy about this situation. You know, I was prepared. I had my plan, what I was gonna do. But of course, sometimes it's hard to do that. But I think I would have been fine sticking with, you know, staying back there, doing my 10-hour reset. So now I got to do my 10-hour reset here, and then when that 10-hour reset's up, I got to walk back in there and have them, you know, tell me where to pick up my trailer, and then drive up north. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, it's just been rough past couple days, I guess. Last night wasn't too bad, actually. You know, I stopped, I took a shower, and actually, take that back. I haven't taken a shower yet. I stopped, I went to bed because I was super tired, and I went to bed, slept for like 2 hours, woke up, could not go back to sleep, so I got up, took a shower, came back, went back to sleep for probably another 2 hours, and then I got rolling. And you know, I was literally just getting ready to go back to sleep when I had stopped, since I'm like, well, I'm gonna do my 10 hours, I'm gonna get some sleep now. And then I got a message on my Qualcomm, I checked it, and it's a pre-plan, and they want me to go get it right now, and it's, what I say, 2.5 hours away. So I'm here, and dropping anchor. What else? I don't know. I'm tired. So I guess I'm just gonna chill out. Oh, and it's funny that I bring this up, or that this happened to me today, I guess, because Red Viking Trucker just did a live stream on his channel about trip planning. And you know, he starts listening to things that he does, and I'm like, yeah, I do a lot of that. I have my GPS, I type it into that, see how far I have to go. I have my Google Maps, and I always do like my pickup points and my drop-off points. I look at the terrain, the satellite image of that, just so I know the best way to enter I had a delivery one time at a Costco, and went the way that the directions told me to go, the directions from dispatch, because they're pretty specific about how they want you to do things. So I did it their way, and it was a parking lot with a bunch of cars, and I got in a very, very, very tight spot. And luckily there was somebody there that, you know, kind of would guide me through, and I had to do some backing up and trying not to hit cars and pulling forward and going around. And so I learned from that lesson. I'm going to look at what the Google Maps image shows me, and I'm going to go that way. You know, I'll use their directions to get me there, but I'm not going to get stuck in a spot like that again, or at least I don't want to. And then, oh yeah, Trucker Path. If you don't have the app Trucker Path and you're a driver, you need to get it, because it's extremely useful. Extremely useful. I use it every day. Like I said, I knew of 2 truck stops that I could get to within 15 minutes of this location before I even left here. I look at the locations of them, I look at reviews, see if they're any good, and that doesn't necessarily matter depending on the situation. If I have time to spare and I can go a little bit farther, or, you know, whatever, I'll look at the reviews, and if it sucks, I'm gonna move on. But if I don't have time and it's a place to park, I'm gonna be there. But it also tells you how many parking spaces they have. Like the one I was gonna be at today, 157 parking spaces. The other one was 115 parking spaces. So I would have had parking. And then they have an option on there. When you get there, you pull up the app, and it pops up a little screen for you to say, you know, lots of parking spaces, some parking spaces, or it's full. They have that for truck stops, they have that for rest stops, they have that for parking areas. So I mean, and it's cool. So get Trucker Path. And there's some other apps that I've downloaded that I don't really use, like the Catscale app. Great for finding cat scales. The only reason I got rid of that is because I have Trucker Path. It tells you where all the cat scales are. So why fill up my phone with something I'm not going to use? So Trucker Path, it has your cat scales, it has your truck stops, it has your rest stops, it has your parking areas, it has your way stations. It tells you if the way stations are open or closed. I think it even tells you if the way stations have parking areas that you can like park there overnight or whatever. So it's pretty cool. So I have it, I use it daily, and it's just another one of the tools that you can use to help you out. But wow, it's a long video today, guys. Sorry about that, but at least I had something to talk about, and I wasn't just rambling mindlessly like I usually do. Okay, that being said, the next time you find yourself looking for a place to park, if you're on a road trip or whatever, and you're feeling the struggle, think of Trucker, because we deal with it a lot. That was my cup.